Hi there, this is Workmania, and this week we'll take a closer look at the Casio G-Shock GR-B200RAF.
Tesztek, hírek, bemutatók első kézből.
The GR-B200 is a member of the Gravitymaster series, which is part of the Master of G collection. The Master of G series takes the best of G-Shock into a bunch, and the Gravitymaster models are worthy members of this group. Let's see why. Gravitymaster models, as their name suggests, were invented for aviation lovers. They are related to flight in all their flavors, both their appearance, their functions, and, as in the present case, the contributors to the limited editions, came from the world of aviation. The direct predecessor of the GR-B200 model was the GR-B100 model, which you could already read about on the test pages of Workmania. We especially love the watch, a real G-Shock. There has been significant progress between the GR-B100 and GR-B200 models. This also affected the structure used in the shape. The GR-B200, so the new model already uses Casio's new carbon core guard case structure, while the GR-B100, the predecessor model, is a distinctly classic, traditional G-Shock model, which is just as standalone as the new structured models, but with a slightly more classic shape. Some people swear by this, we have to. Let's take a closer look at the GR-B200. Its dimensions are worthy of the G-Shock model. The diameter of the watch is 54.1 mm, which may seem a bit much, but anyone who knows G-Shock knows that with this size, they are perfectly wearable watches. The thickness of the watch is also not comparable to that of traditional watches. The total thickness of the watch is 18.3 millimeters. Regardless, when taken well, it looks good and can be worn completely comfortably. I can already show you how it stands. Well, all you can say is that it's not too big. It is comfortable in everyday life, both in thickness and in diameter and weight, as the watch weighs 85 grams in total thanks to its case structure, which makes it both very affordable in size and very comfortable to wear. The design of the case is radically different from the previous GR-B100 model, while it was a classic G-Shock shape. This new case structure resulted in a fairly distinctive round shape, as can be seen from this carbon fiber bezel. Bezel, or we call it what we want, it is already due to the new case structure. You can also find a detailed description and pictures of the new case structure itself in our test of the GR-B200 watch on the Workmania page. Look it up, check it out, it's worth it. The shape of the watch came from the flight, worthy of its name. Compared to the aircraft design elements of previous models, this model got these little distinctive butt shapes from the control arm of a helicopter. Who knows more about helicopters in more detail will be sure to know which model it may have been. Otherwise, it is very spectacular, comfortable to use, and as usual, the Gravitymaster looks very good not only from the front, but also from the back. This has been the case since the previous models. They probably took special care in the design to make this row of buttons look good from the back. The lower button is made of metal, the upper two are made of plastic, and their colors probably came from the helicopter control arm again. A little about why GR-B200RAF is this watch. The RAF is the Royal Air Force, the acronym for the British Air Force. The watch is made in collaboration with the British Air Force, and it got its exact color scheme from the color scheme of the Eurofighter Typhoon aircraft, this gray and white color. And the design from a combat helicopter. By the way, the Air Force and the color scheme also appear on the packaging, as the color of the gift box from the Master of G collection is also the same as this gray, white, and green color scheme. On the other hand, we find in it the motto of the British Air Force per ardua ad astra, a bumpy road leads to the stars. One of the biggest changes compared to the GR-B100 model is definitely the module, i.e. the structure that is in the watch. The predecessor model GR-B100 already had a Bluetooth module, but the GR-B200 received the quad sensor model that arrived at the end of 2019, which was introduced in the GG-B100 Mudmaster and the PRT B50 Pro Trek at the same time. The The quad sensor, which is also shown on the strap of your watch, measures 4 values that we may need on a daily basis. These are temperature, altimeter, barometer, compass, and pedometer. The pedometer is becoming more and more important nowadays to support a healthy lifestyle. A compass can come in handy for a hike. The temperature measurement works a bit interesting, as it picks up some of the body temperature when worn on the arm. So it does not show the exact ambient temperature, but when worn in water or cold, it also shows the ambient temperature. The most interesting and perhaps, for me at least, the most useful is the barometer function, which is practically a mini weather station on your arm. From the change in the barometer, which is nicely plotted by the clock, it is possible to continuously follow the weather of the following hours. In this case, for example, it seems that the weather is turning well. Another interesting feature of this module is the small digital display that is located here at the bottom of the dial. And compared to what you see in this video, compared to it every day, it is actually a very easy to read module. The camera doesn't leave you so much behind. This is perhaps due to the double embossed glass, which makes the dial more readable. But in practice, it is the worst possible thing in terms of photography and video. So going back to the small display. The small display can track all the functions of the quad sensor module: temperature, sunrise, sunset, which can also be important for a hike, stopwatch, countdown, alarm. So these are the usual functions. World time, of course, set to Tokyo, and normal at home time zones. In addition, you can change what the small display shows: the day, the number of steps taken, the world time, or even the change of your favorite function, the barometer. In addition, the quad sensor module also uses various functions: altimeter and compass. The compass can also write the degree or the direction. The GR-B200 predecessor of the quad sensor is a Bluetooth connection, through which you can set everything in the application, whether the order of the displayed values, time zones, alarm, or countdown, and constantly refine yourself by connecting to the application on a regular basis to clock. This is significantly more reliable than either radio precision or significantly cheaper than GPS precision. There's one more important thing to talk about with the quad sensor, and that is nothing but solar charging, or the complete lack of solar charging. With the previous Gravitymaster model, and virtually all Gravitymaster models so far, and virtually all of the members of the Master of G series, it can be charged with solar charging, which is comfortable in everyday life, while the quad sensor needs battery to be replaced from time to time. Many people don't like this solution. I'm personally of the opinion that it's okay that if you have to go for a watchmaker every few years who replaces the battery, check the seal, do a pressure test, and you can be sure it's still waterproof. You have your watch left. In addition, the lack of solar charging in the quad sensor does not cause any other problems in everyday life. A few words about the strap. The strap is perhaps a little simpler compared to the Master of G collection, but it is definitely comfortable in everyday life. Softer than it first seems, compared to the GR-B200 model anyway. It is made of a slightly rubbery material and uses a buckle known since the GR-B200 model. This double buckle is made of plastic. It might just not fit in the premium category, but it fits perfectly with these standalone G-Shock watches. It's light, comfortable, durable, and is likely to be cheaper than a metal buckle if it needs to be replaced. In summary, the GR-B200RAF model is definitely worthy of the Gravitymaster series, both in terms of design and knowledge. The interesting thing about this model is that it is a limited edition piece. It came to Hungary in official circulation. By the way, the Royal Air Force collaboration appears on the watch, on the one hand on the packaging, and on the other hand on the cover of the watch. How did we love this watch? Yes, we loved it anyway, since in addition to being a real G-Shock, the quad sensor is a distinctly lovable piece. Hi there!
Tesztek, hírek, bemutatók első kézből.